A little boy climbed an apple tree. He stole an apple, then two, then three. And when he started to climb back down, he slipped and he landed on the ground. Up jumped the devil, up jumped the devil, and every time he turned around, up jumped the devil in the white nightgown.
Good afternoon, America and the rest of the world. Senator Jay Hobson here. Brilliant Artist Movement, Hell for Leather News. And the day is May the 2nd. And a lot of the restrictions that were placed on everyone by the coronavirus have been lifted. And people, myself included, are out here enjoying a beautiful day. There's my main man, Ramel Ayo, in the background. And we're just out here. We're at the Wawa. We're somewhere over in Jersey. We don't even know where the hell we are, Ramel and I. We're just riding around. And we are maintaining our social distance. As you can see, I have my mask.
I definitely have mine on.
My mask is the symbol. It's marijuana mask. It has marijuana on it. So that is the symbol. How you doing, sir? We got this gentleman just pulling up on us. Everybody out here. All of us, as fellow Americans, we are out here just enjoying a beautiful day. And this might be the setup. My buddy Sam Simonville, a fellow comedian, he said that this was exactly what happened before things got real over in Italy or France or wherever it was. So Ramel and I are going to be out. I'm going to be doing a show. This is basically a show for Philly Camp. This will probably be BAM episode 9. But I'm going to drop some of it on Facebook. But guys, what I really want you to do, I want you folks to be careful out here, because we don't know what kind of sinister plan that the powers that be have in store for us Americans. There are a lot of people who believe that the earth is overpopulated. It's been a very long time since there has been a mass extermination of people. The last time we had a bunch of people dying at the same time was during the Vietnam War. Before that, it was Korea, then World War II, then World War I, Spanish-American War, and then the Civil War. And we're not talking about the wars that were being waged by other countries around the world. We only talk about wars that
The Spanish flu of 1918 wiped out millions of people around the world.
This stuff is serious. So again, Ramel and I will be practicing social distancing. We're going to be applying all the rules. The only reason Ramel and I are hanging out, we're close together, because we've been around each other for about damn near a month now. and he doesn't have coronavirus, and neither do I. So stand by.
Remember, people, paranoia is a heightened sense of awareness. Live here in Toms River, New Jersey. I know we're in the middle of an epidemic and quarantine, but you can't stay in the house 24/7. It'll drive you crazy. Get out, still keep your social distancing, right? And wear a mask and enjoy yourself. And remember, there's nothing wrong with being a little paranoid. Paranoia is a heightened sense of awareness.
You heard Ramel's take on it. I'm not going to get into repeat myself. The bottom line, apply the rules of survival for the COVID-19 pandemic. So what I've been doing basically, right, I've been doing a lot of road trips. I should have been filming a little earlier, but I'm a one-man operation. We just brought Ramel in. He's been on the staff for maybe like about 3 weeks now. He and I have been brainstorming along with Bradley Zaire, and we're going to come up with something good. Hopefully something is going to happen that pops, that we can start generating an income with this thing. But other than that, it's still a great hobby and I enjoy it. But I've been finding a lot of nice spots that I want to go and hang out at. Once I get back, I'll take the wife there. There's a restaurant behind me. It's called Baker's Water Street. And again, we are in Towns River, New Jersey. Is very beautiful. You can see the American flag flying in the background. This is a beautiful picture right here, to be totally honest with you. I love it. Senator Jay Hobson, stand-up comedian, entertainer. retired technical sergeant, United States Air Force, Marine vet, former Golden Gloves champion, Amateur Boxing Federation champion, and now currently stand-up comedian and entertainer, director and producer. I put out 2 great boxing documentaries, one on Bobby Boogaloo Watts, the first man to ever defeat the great marvelous Marvin Hagler, and I also done one on my friend Willie Reddish Jr. So yeah, I'm over here, I'm moving around, and like I said, Ramel and I are doing this road trip, and listen, hey man, we're living life, but we're living life safely. You have to be careful, folks, because we don't know what our government is up to. Is this coronavirus an actual virus that came from out of nowhere, or is it something that was manufactured in a lab and is now being unleashed upon the world for whatever sinister purpose it's being unleashed for? So, I don't know. Like I said, I was a serviceman, and I happen to know firsthand that our government and other governments of the world have a lot of nasty weapons stockpiled. I haven't done that in years. It's not like I wouldn't do it. But this right here is a great backdrop for my opening and closing. I think I'm gonna use that up jump the devil. Well, Ramel and I are at a place called Bayfront Park in Lacey Township, New Jersey. I would imagine we're maybe 20 or so miles from Atlantic City, New Jersey. As you can see, it's a beautiful oceanfront territory. These are the houses around here, the people who live over here. People who either have a lot of money or people who are probably in a substantial amount of debt own these properties here. God only knows how many people are losing their minds because they're not generating any income due to the shutdown of the world. But they have beautiful homes, and I can't help but to admire them. And hopefully at some point the comedy career will land me in a spot where I can afford a property like this and then not even be a bump to me. As you can see, this park up here is totally and completely empty. And I would imagine that this park would be streaming with a bunch of people on a beautiful day like today. But as you can see, that it is for the most part empty. You only have Ramel and myself, as well as maybe a handful of other people. I don't even think it's any more than 10 people here. But again, we're in Bayfront, New Jersey, in the township of Lacey. We're maybe like about probably 15 to 20 miles north. As you can see, Ramel, he's off in the distance over there. I'll pull him in. And it's a beautiful oceanfront area. It's beautiful. I mean, I'm enjoying this. And again, you're making the best of a bad situation. Ramel and I have been practicing social distancing. And, we're just out here, man. We just had to get out of the house. I mean, last week it was gloomy and we were pretty much in the house. But today it was so nice we had to get out. So yeah, this is it, folks. I mean, you never know. I don't know if these folks will allow you just to come over here out of the blue, because again, we're in like a gated community area and it's beautiful. And if you look off in the distance, you can see all the properties, the beautiful waterfront properties down here. And again, we're right over here in New Jersey. I'm not sure if this is the Atlantic Ocean or if this is some type of inlet But again, man, it's great. There's a bunch of undeveloped land right there, but I'm sure at some point the developers are going to come in and they're going to start developing it. So yeah, in Layford Park, the township of Lacey in New Jersey. Go ahead.
Damn, your ass is fast, boy.
This is the cell phone camera.
Yeah, okay.
All right, start from
Anyway.
the top.
Yeah. According to the plaque over there, all of this is a bay that connects to the Atlantic Ocean. We're not very far now from Atlantic City. Yes. There's a lighthouse here too. I don't think we can see it from here because we don't have a zoom lens, but it's right over there on a little island. I like this area. It's very enclosed and very comfortable over here. I like it. I could deal with a household here. Yeah.
I like what I got going on thus far. This COVID-19 worldwide pandemic has compelled me to sit down at my computer, and I'm happy about some of the things that I've been able to accomplish. One of the things I've done, for those of you who don't know, I have a television show on Philly Cam. It comes on Comcast channel 966 and 66 at 12 midnight. My program is called BAM Presents, and for the most part it's a bunch of my films, basically home movies. Philly Cam would be comparable to channel 12. And prior to this worldwide pandemic, I didn't even know how to upload my projects onto Philly Cam. However, now I have become quite adept at uploading my projects. I have become a little bit more savvy on the computer, all because of the worldwide pandemic. I've also started writing a boxing blog on a website on Facebook called Boxing Highlights, History, and Pugilism. And I've made a number of friends there. As you can see, Ramel is moving around in the background. I've been making a lot of friends on Facebook. I've actually been reaching out to a lot of these guys, been talking to these guys on the phone. One of the guys that I looked up was a fella by the name of Leon Muhammad. Leon Muhammad, a fella I met up in New York in 1987 when I was with Tyrone Crawley, who was fighting William Smiley Hayward and the late Bowie Fischer, trainer of the great Bernard Hopkins. Leon Muhammad was a matchmaker, and he worked with Don King. And I talked to brother Leon on the telephone, and as soon as it is safe for me to interact with someone, or I feel that it's safe for me to interact with a total stranger, because even though Leon Muhammad was from down Richard Allen Project, we spent some time down there, Leon Muhammad is a total stranger to me, but nevertheless, I will be hooking up with Leon Muhammad, and he and I will be doing some filming together. You might see Leon Muhammad on YouTube. He's affiliated with a fellow by the name of Jason Cross, who also has a YouTube channel. So, you know, I'm going to hook up with brother Leon, and I'm going to grow my internet presence. One of the people that I greatly admire, the fella Troy Terrain, aka Star, that slick talking nigga from the Star and Buck Wild show, who now holds a podcast. I think he's based in Atlanta. It's called the Star Report. Well, Star said years ago that the internet is live and popping and that you can get paid off of the internet. Well, I'm not collecting a dime off of the internet yet, but I'm en route to it. I got a lot of projects. And again, it's people like Star who inspired me to do what I'm doing. Again, we can never leave out Bradley Zaire, who is the brainchild and the motivation behind everything that I'm doing. But there are others who I've admired. So, you know, hey, we're going to do what we got to do. But again, Leon Muhammad, I'm going to hook up with Leon, and he and I are going to start doing some filming on the internet. I also met a pretty cool cat, a guy by the name of Chaz Rebecca, that's my man. He and I talk on the phone quite regularly. I met him on a boxing website, and oddly enough, yesterday I met another good brother Gentleman by the name of Johnny Staggs. Johnny Staggs, an elder brother, fought amateur. He was an alternate, or was in the process of being an alternate for the 1972 Olympics. Fought Sugar Ray Seals and fought Randy Shields. Johnny Staggs, a tough old cat. I like talking to these guys. So I got a lot of stuff going on. And I'm happy to say that I'm starting to break into the 50 plus crowd. I've been doing some things on the internet and I've been getting a pretty good response. So, just gotta stand by and watch the journey take place. It's a high death rate for retired military personnel. So I needed something to do. So I got on the phone and talked to a friend of mine, my main man, Bubba, who was plugged in with Donald Trump. And he was working down here at Trump's various casinos. And, I say, man, I need a job. And next thing you know, Bub plugged me in with a job at the resorts at the gift shop. So, he says to me, the one thing Bub says, he says, listen, man, don't embarrass me in front of Donald, man. I stuck my neck out for you. Cool. I can follow that. So my first day at work, man, it was really tough, man. It was tough, man. And I didn't think I was going to make it. So at the end of the day, I'm tallying up my receipts, and lo and behold, who comes walking the door? My main man, Bub, him and Donald Trump, two guys striding in together, big black guy, big white guy. So Bub is looking at me, he's proud of me, he's looking at me like I'm his protege, and he looks at Donald and says, hey man, this is my buddy Xander Hobson, the guy I was telling you about, just retired from the Air Force. So Trump looks at me and nods, but he's staring at me, right? So my buddy Bub said, hey man, I know it was your first day. How was it, man? How was it? How'd you do? How many sales did you make? I looked at Bub. I said, oh, man, I only made one. Right away, man, Bub grabbed me by my arm and snatched me over to the corner. It's like, yo, man, what the hell you mean you only made one sale? I stuck my neck out to you with Donald. He's going to run me out of here, man. My job's on the line. So after the panic, we all standing there for the government. My buddy says, well, listen, man. Okay, you only made one sale. Tomorrow will be another day, man. He said, how much money did you make? He said, I made a little bit over $300,000. But right away, their eyes start bulging and their ears perk up. And Donald Trump says to me for the first time, what do you mean you made $300,000 off of one sale? What did you sell? I said, well, a guy came in here today looking for some fishing hooks. So I sold him a couple of deep sea fishing hooks. I said, well, he realized that he needed a boat to go deep sea fishing. So I took him over to the boat department. I sold him a Crifts crab. Well, after he bought the boat, he realized that he couldn't pull the boat with his Porsche. So I took him over to the automotive department and I sold him a Range Rover Jeep. Donald Trump says, wait a minute. You're telling me a guy came in here today for some fishing hooks and you end up selling him a boat and a Range Rover Jeep? I said, no, Mr. Trump. The guy came in here today for some tampons for his wife. And I said to him, hey, man, your weekend is shot. You might as well go fishing. You guys might not believe this, but that finger pointing bit that you always see your president do when he's... Believe it or not, folks, Donald Trump got that off of me. Let me tell you how he got that off of me. So after that first day at work, right, after I made that big sale, Donald turns and looks at my buddy and says, I like this guy, man. Sign him up. So as the two guys go strolling out the door, my buddy looks at me and smiles. Where I get a call later on that night. He says, listen, man. He said, you're in with Donald. He said, but as a formality, we need you to go to a job interview this Saturday. I show up for that interview, right, looking to go ace this thing. And when I get there, I see these two smart-looking guys up in there. I'm not going to lie to you. One of them was an Indian fella and another guy was an Asian fella. So right away, I'm nervous. So when I see Bub, right, I say, Bub, what's up with them two other guys right there? My buddy assures me, hey, man, you're in. Donald likes you, bro. All you got to do is go in there and ace this here interview, but you're in, bro. Don't even worry about it. He likes you, man. He's been talking about you ever since you made that $300 grand for him at the gift shop. So we get ready to start the interview, and it's like a little panel of judges, maybe like 6 people sitting up on a bench. And their intentions was to ask each individual a body of questions. So, just as the interview get ready to start, Donald Trump comes strolling in there with a bunch of his buddies, right? They all come in there and they take seats around the spot. My buddy Bub sitting there with him. When they start the interview, the Asian guy gets up there and they ask him a whole bunch of intense questions, all 6 of those inquisitors. And finally, at the end, they ask the Asian guy, what is it that you can do for this organization? The Asian guy looked straight at him and said, I can do everything. Next, the Indian guy is up there, right? And they ask this guy all of these intense questions, right? And finally, at the end of his interview, they ask the Indian guy, what can you do for this company? The Indian guy looked at him and confidently says, I can do anything. Well, it's my turn. I don't mind telling you, I'm nervous. So they get up there and they start asking me all these questions, right? Every so often I peep over there at Donald and he's like nodding me with courage, right? Like saying, yo, man, you got to answer it. So I answer all the questions. So when they get to the end of the interview, right? They say, Mr. Hobson, what is it that you can do for this company? I said, I can do nothing. Well, right away, Donald Trump wasn't ready to hear that. He stands up and says, Senator, what do you mean you can do nothing? I turn around and I confidently look at Mr. Trump and I say to him, I said, Mr. Trump, this fellow over here, this Asian guy, he says he can do everything. This Indian fellow right here, he says he can do anything. So that leaves nothing for me to do. So right away, right, everybody started laughing. And Donald started laughing too. And he says, listen, Xander, listen, man. I like you and everything, man. And I think you're a good guy. But keeping it 100, if there's nothing for you to do, what do I need you for? I said, sir, you need me to point the finger at. A lot of people call Donald Trump a racist and all of that stuff. And they forget about how at one time Donald Trump was in vogue. Back before the internet and all of this stuff, my main man, Bub Paul James, he used to sell boxing footage to fighters from all over the world. And that's how he got plugged in with Trump. There was a lot of good people down here that was plugged in. Don King, Butch Lewis. I mean, this place, this Atlantic City, man, was great. A lot of people like to say that Donald Trump was prejudiced, but they forget how rappers singing about Donald Trump. People love the guy. Now, one of the things I liked about Donald Trump, people to be totally honest, he did support black business. In fact, there was a guy around the corner, his name was Skip, black guy, owned a diner. And one thing about Donald Trump had an ongoing thing going on with Skip. And he used to buy egg sandwiches off of Skip every day for his immediate staff. Now, the downside about these damn egg sandwiches was, I don't like egg sandwiches. Not unless they're made with accent. Accent makes food taste like it should. But the crazy thing about it, Donald Trump expected his staff to eat these egg sandwiches and drink this coffee. It's non-negotiable. If you work for Donald Trump, you was going to eat one of Skip's egg sandwiches and you were going to drink some of Skip's coffee. Case closed. End of story. Well, Donald Trump got word that I was passing on these egg sandwiches. And one morning in particular, when a big bag of egg sandwiches just came in and everybody was grabbing their egg sandwich to eat, I left my egg sandwich on the table and I tried to get out of eating. So Donald said, Xander, he said, there's a sandwich still on the table there. And you're hungry, ain't you? I said, well, I'm going to get it a little bit later, sir. And he was trying to be patient with me and trying not to blow a ride. But you know, guys like Donald Trump, they're not used to somebody tell them no. So he says to me one more time, he said, Xander, go ahead and have your egg sandwich and your coffee because we want to get started with the meeting. I said, sir, I'm going to get the egg sandwich. He said, God damn it, Xander, you get that egg sandwich, your black ass. So, needless to say, I had an egg sandwich and some coffee that morning. But I was hot about it. And anybody who knows me, they know I can be a mean and vindictive person. So fast forward a little bit later, we get ready to head down to Washington, D.C. And normally we would fly down in a helicopter, but for whatever reason, we decided to take the train. And what I learned when we was en route to the train station, Donald Trump had brought this real extravagant train car that he picked up over in Japan, and he just wanted to ride in this train and head down to D.C. So we're walking through the Union Station up there, and as we're walking through, we see these two beautiful women. One of them was obviously a mother and a daughter combination. The mother was a little older, nice looking lady, but the young one, oh my God, she was beautiful. I mean, she was awesome. And as we're walking, Donald sees her, and right away he taps me. He's like, Sandra. And I look over there and I say, yeah, she's some nice looking ladies. So what happens is he says to me, listen, find out where them two ladies are going. If they head south, I want you to invite them to ride down with us. So, bada bing, bada boom, the ladies are back in the car and we're heading down to D.C. and Donald's entertaining them both. And we're sitting all at a table, drinking coffee and talking and whatnot, exchanging small talk. So, at this point, right, the train goes into a tunnel and you hear, ah! Well, when we come out the tunnel, Donald Trump is sitting there holding his face and it's red. You can see this big handprint on his face. So right away, the young lady is thinking to herself, she says, wow, Donald Trump must have reached over here to touch my breast, accidentally touched my mom's, and she smacked him. Well, the other lady was thinking the opposite. Donald Trump must have reached over here to try to grab my daughter's breast, and she slapped him. Donald Trump, he's thinking, damn, Xander must have reached over there and tried to grab that girl's breast. She reached out and swung and slapped somebody, and instead of slapping Xander, she slapped me. But what really happened was, I screamed, ah! And I slapped the shit out of Donald Trump. Hell, he think he is? He gonna make me eat an egg sandwich and get away with it? I don't think so. Bam!
Now if temptation comes around, don't listen to the devil.